Good afternoon, everybody, and Happy New Year. It is the Sunday after New Year's Day, and I'm downtown Toledo again taking a film of the Huntington Center and the area around it. I am right now on, I believe this is Jefferson and Huron, and this is an empty building right across the street from the Huntington Center. You can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-story building. Very historic, very large, and it is 100% empty. This is called One Lake Erie Center. See the sign there says this entrance is closed, please use other entrance, but there isn't anything in here. You'll see when we get to the other ones. Now, for those of you that didn't watch the other videos from last week about downtown, the city of Toledo built a baseball stadium down here about 7 or 8 years ago. And when they did, these little things are in the windows are just cosmetic. There isn't any businesses operating in here. They built a baseball stadium 7 or 8 years ago. They moved it from the suburbs back downtown. It is a nice stadium, it's over that way, and then a few years ago they built this Huntington Center, which is where the hockey team plays, called the Toledo Walleye. And they have some concerts, and the Globetrotters were here last weekend. And when they built this stuff, they used a lot of taxpayer money, and of course under the auspices of to spur development, and it was going to be great for the economy and bring all these jobs downtown. And you can see inside there it's kind of decaying. Bring all these jobs downtown, and just one big party. This entrance is closed as well, and actually every entrance to this building is closed unless the bums have figured out a way to get inside for shelter. And so they fooled the people into supporting all this stuff. And now it's been a few years and it's pretty much a flop. Let's see another for lease sign here. This is a nice building. Probably not very energy efficient, but they can make it that way. Let's see here. Okay, again. You can hear the birds chirping though. This sign for Erie Street Market, you can see where the sun has faded that. It's been there for years. But Erie Street Market is another local government boondoggle project which has been sucking tax dollars for years. It was an idea of the former mayor, and it's a bust as well. So they've built all these apartments down here with government money, which of course screws over the people that private investors which use some of their money to do things, because it diverts money from them to the government boondoggle people. See, this building here is padlocked shut. This is another historic building directly across the street from the stadium. 1, 2, 3, 4-story building, and I'm sure they'll get around someday to deciding that this place ought to be turned into lofts or apartments, even though Toledo has a flat to decreasing population. And here's another place across the street from the stadium which exemplifies what they thought was going to happen. A lot of spin-off businesses and stuff. This is called Sidelines at the Arena Sports Bar and Grill, and as I said, today is Sunday, NFL Sunday, and this place isn't even open. So gives you an idea of how their business is doing. I will be surprised if this place is even, if it doesn't change hands within the next 6 months or so, probably will close altogether. If I stutter and my words don't come out correctly, it's pretty cold out here, so. This building next to it, which is also across the street from the stadium, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-story building. and this is completely empty. One thing I have noticed is that in order to disguise the vacancies downtown and lack of commerce, let's see here, it says development opportunity available. That sign's probably, actually the city of Toledo must own this place because it says Commissioner of Real Estate, City of Toledo. So they probably bought this with the idea that this was going to all be turned into offices and apartments and lofts and bars and restaurants, and really nothing that creates any actual wealth. There's a place that used to be soups and sandwiches, and it's not open now. They've removed the whatever name was there, but you can, if you can see close to those windows, they're pretty dirty, and they just don't look like there's any sign of life in this building. Over there is a Quiznos sub. It's not open today, and then that's the Spitzer building. There's a lot of law offices and accountants and things like that in there. That's probably fairly occupied. But that was there and going long before they started these stupid stadiums. Over here you can see there's more of the building. This is empty. And this here, this is the former Fifth Third Bank building, which has since moved to the OI building, which is the largest building downtown. This is completely empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, it looks like 17-story building, which is empty. See what the sign on the door says. Nicholas Building Management is who must be responsible for any leases or anything that would go on here that they located to the Spitzer building, it says. So here's another 17-story former bank building, which is, I'm surprised the city leaders haven't gotten together and decided to waste even more taxpayer dollars and turning this into shopping or apartments and lofts and all of the other things that they've tried oh so many times and failed each time. But I'm sure they'll get around to it eventually. And if history is any indication, the people of the city of Toledo will be fooled again, or just too dumb to say no. But this place is kind of like a modern day ghost town on Sundays. Somebody had asked me to take a video down here on a weekend. I know it's Sunday, it's kind of the weekend still. But Friday and Saturday night, it'll probably be even slower because there isn't anything here. And one of the reasons why I came back was because last week when I did the video, I didn't get down here because I only had 10 minutes on the video. And midweek, last week, that probably looks familiar to those of you that watched the video last week. There's another space that wasn't shown. That's for rent too. That's some business that's closed. But last week, I believe it was Wednesday, the space here is empty too. This building right here. This Ole Tacos and Tequila Bar announced midweek that December 31st would be their last day. So they weren't even open for New Year's Eve. And you can see the prices here for you folks that watch this from, I know there's some viewers from Europe and other parts of the United States. You can get a domestic beer down here for $1 on Mondays, $2 margaritas, $1 well drinks, $2 imports on Thursdays, Fridays $3 Long Islands. And nevertheless, this place didn't go out of business because they didn't charge enough. They just didn't have enough people. And 329 Huron Street, they didn't make it. So, city government once again has failed. And I'm sure they'll try it again. And hopefully I hope enough people here realize and wake up and just start to say no. That's it for this one.